Hey everybody, welcome back. In this video I'm going to show you how to play the guitar solo from Van Halen's classic, Hear About It Later. Now normally with Van Halen songs, we tune all the strings down 1/2 step. So E becomes E flat, A becomes A flat, D becomes D flat, etc. But with this one, the E string is going to go down even further. It's going to go down to C sharp. Okay, and probably the most popular song that Van Halen used this tuning for was Unchained. It's basically drop D, but a 1/2 step down. All right, first thing I'm going to do is play the entire solo for you slowly with the tabs on the screen. That way the more advanced players can get through this more quickly. Then after that, I'll break it down note by note. Let's go. All right, here's section 1 at normal and then slow speed. Let's break it up into 4 boxes, and in the first one, we'll play this. So you're going to start by playing the 5th fret on the A string, add vibrato. Hold it for a little bit and then hammer on to 7. All right. Then 7 on A, pull off to 5. Now you'll notice that I'm saying to palm mute the 5th fret string. You're kind of dampening the string after you pull off from 7 to 5. It's very faint. You can skip that if you want, but those that know my lessons know I like to get right down to all the little details. Here's what we have so far. Then we play 7 on the A string with pinch harmonics twice, and then 5 on A. Let's play that first box again. Then in the second box, we're going to play this. So you're going to palm mute the 9th fret of the G string 3 times, and then the 7th fret 3 times. And then 9-7 without palm muting. Then in the third box, we play this. So you know we start with the low string open with the 5th fret of the A string, but the low E string is kind of like accidentally ringing out. You can skip that if you want, or you can play it all together. It's there faintly in the mix. You hold that for a little bit and then hammer on to 5. And then 7 on A, pull off to 5. Then you'll play 7 and 5 on A with pinch harmonics. And when you do the 5th fret note, you'll bend up and down and then wide vibrato. Here's that third box again. Then in the final box, we play. So you're going to do a little string scratch on the A string, followed by the open E string. I'm going to say open E. You know it's tuned down to C sharp, but for the purpose of the lesson, I'm just going to call it E, A, D, G, B, E strings, okay? We'll simplify it so far. And then you're going to do a string scratch on both A and D twice, and then open E. Here's that fourth box again. Let's tie those 4 boxes together and play section 1 one more time, slowly and then at normal speed. All right, let's move on to section 2. Here's section 2 at normal and then slow speed. Let's break that up into 2 boxes, and in the first one we play this slowly. So we start by finger tapping onto the 19th fret of the B string, pull off to 12, hammer onto 15. Then we'll finger tap onto 19, pull off to 15, finger tap 19, pull off to 15, pull off to 12. So that's 19, 15, 19, 15, 12. Okay, then we're going to play the same thing we just did, 19, 15, 19, 15, 12, but then hammer back onto 15. Here it is so far, slowly. Then after that, you're going to finger tap onto the 19th fret of the E string. Okay? Kind of comes almost out of nowhere, right? You're expecting to finger tap back onto B, but you're finger tapping onto 19 of E. Now I'm going to play that first box again slowly, and then I'm going to give you a tip on how to simplify it. Now if you want to simplify that, and most people won't know the difference, is look at the second to the last note in the first box where we hammer onto 15 of B. You can skip that and play this. It's going to feel more natural to do it that way, but when you listen to the isolated guitar tracks, which you can find here on YouTube, you'll hear that little note in there. You can skip it if you want, okay? It's a little tip to make things simpler for you. So in the second box, we play this. Slowly. Okay, now when I started playing that, it may have looked like I was finger tapping onto the 19th fret of the high E to start it. That's where you left off in the last box, okay? So again, you're pulling off from that last note, 19 in the first box, to 12 on high E, right? So if we play that first box again and then add in that 12th fret high E note, it'll be like this, slowly. All right, then we hammer on to 15 of B without picking it, so far in the second box. And then finger tap onto 19, hold it for a little bit, pull off to 15, pull off to 12, hammer onto 15. And then finger tap onto 20 of B, hold it for a little bit, pull off to 15, 12, hammer onto 15. And then go back to 19 and do that again. So it's 19 finger tap, pull off to 15, 12, hammer to 15. Let's play what we have so far in the second box. And then finger tap onto 17, hold it for a tiny bit, bend up and down. Pull off to 15 vibrato, okay? Let's play the second box slowly. If you want to simplify things here also, because it goes by really quickly, and I see a lot of people do this, whenever you do that finger tap on the B string and then pull off to 15 to 12, don't hammer back onto 15, like this. You can do that, and most people won't know the difference. But again, if you listen closely to the isolated guitar tracks, slow down, you'll hear the extra notes in there. All right, let's tie those 2 boxes together and play section 2 one more time, slowly and then at normal speed. All right, let's move on to section 3. Here's section 3 at normal and then slow speed. Now once again, you can see at the beginning there, I'm not playing the 15th fret of the B string. It's what we ended with in the last box, okay? This was a very fluid solo in many parts. It was also spliced together in a lot of sections, comped, as they say, that too. But anyway, so again, you're pulling off from that last note to the 12th fret of B, and then 15 of G, 12E, 12B, so far. And then 15, pull off to 14, pull off to 12 on G, so far. Then we play 14, 15 of G, and then 12 of G, bend up, slide down. Now that last note where you bend up a full step at the 12th fret, you can see I use my index finger, which is what Eddie did. Eddie did that a lot in his solos. I've talked about this in a lot of my Van Halen lessons. It's really worth getting down. I know it's hard at first, but once you get it down, it's very rewarding because you can start building that into your own solos and doing things you normally would not have done when playing like in pentatonic boxes. Okay, let's play this section one more time, slowly and then at normal speed. All right, let's move on to section 4. Here's section 4 at normal and then slow speed. Box 1 goes like this, slowly. So we're going to play 7 of high E, slide up, and then open E. And then 16 of G, slide down, open B, so far. All right. And then we're going to do a pre-bend at the 2nd fret of G string, up 1/2 a step, hit a pinch harmonic, bring it down, pull off to 0. It's kind of a slow descend. And then 2nd fret of G, pinch harmonic, slide up. Let's play that first box again slowly. Then in the second box, we're going to play slowly. So we're going to slide up to the 11th fret of D and then play 9 of G, 11 of D, all palm muted. It's a deep palm mute, man. It's a heavy palm mute. Then we're going to play the 9th fret of the G string with a pinch harmonic and bend it up 1.5 steps twice. That's like bending it from here to here. And that's tough. I know with your index finger it's tough. You might be tempted to kind of quickly pivot and bend it up with your ring finger instead. You can certainly do that, but again, Eddie would have done it with his index finger. And then you'll play 9th fret again with a pinch harmonic, wide vibrato, slide up. Okay, let's tie those two boxes together and play section 4 one more time slowly and then at normal speed. All right, let's move on to section 5. Here's section 5 at normal and then slow speed. Let's break it up into two boxes, and in the first one we play slowly. So we play 17 of B, pull off to 12, and then 15 of B, 15 of G, and then 12 of B, 15 of G, pull off to 14, pull off to 12. So far in that first box, slowly. And then 14 of G, bend up and down, and slide down. Now, The second bend, you can see I tabbed at 1 1/4 because you go a little bit sharp. All right. And then when you slide down, you pull off to open E. Here's that first box slowly. Then in the second box, we'll play. So it's 4 on B and then 3 on G. 3 of B, 2 of G, bend up and down, pull off to open. So far in the second box. Then you'll play second fret of G with a kind of a lighter pinch harmonic, semi-pinch harmonic, if you will. And then you're going to do 2 whammy bar dips. Then you bend up, half step, slide up. Let's play that second box slowly. Let's tie those 2 boxes together and play section 5 one more time slowly and then at normal speed. All right, let's move on to section 6. Here's section 6 at normal and then slow speed. Let's break that up into 3 boxes, and in the first one we play this slowly. So what we're doing here, notice at the beginning we've got the 19th fret in parentheses. This time what you're doing is you're placing your finger there, but you're not tapping it. You're just placing it there so that you can pull off to 12. Okay? And then you hammer on to 15. Right? If you want to tap onto 19, you can and go. But if you listen closely, Eddie's not tapping that first note, he's just pulling off to the 12th fret. Then we'll tap onto 19 again and pull off to 15. So far. And then tap onto 19, pull off to 15, pull off to 12. So far from the beginning. Then we'll hammer onto 15 of B without picking it. Finger tap onto 19, pull off to 15. Finger tap onto 19, pull off to 15, 12. Let's tie all that together and play the first box slowly. Again. Now the second box goes like this, slowly. So you've already played a lot of those notes in the first box, right? So finger tap onto 19, pull off to 15. And then finger tap 19, pull off to 15, pull off to 12. So far in the second box. And then hammer on to 15 without picking. So far in the second box. And then finger tap 19, pull off to 15. Finger tap 19, pull off to 15, pull off to 12. So far in the second box. And then you're going to hammer on to 14 without picking. 14 of G. Let's play that second box slowly. Let's tie the first 2 boxes together. Slowly. You notice that I kind of come into the second box a little quickly, all right? Play along with the original and you'll see what I mean. Then in the final box we play this. So you've already got your ring finger on the 14th fret of the G string from the last box. Then you're going to finger tap onto 16 and bend up. Then at the top of that, you hold it for a little bit and then slide up to 17. And then you're going to pull off to 14. Bring it down. cloth to 12, hammer to 14, wide vibrato. Let's play that third box a couple of times slowly. Now we're going to tie all three boxes together and play section 6 slowly and then at normal speed. All right, let's move on to section 7, the final section. Here's section 7 at normal and then slow speed. We'll break it up into 3 boxes, and in the first one we play. So it's 12, 14, 15, 16 on high E. And it's pretty choppy, kind of staccato. I explained this technique in my last lesson, which was Get the Funk Out from Extreme, where he went... Obviously, Nuno got that from Eddie. Eddie did that in quite a few solos. So what you're doing is you're kind of... Imagine doing a pinch harmonic without getting it to squeal, like your thumb is catching the string, but only to silence it quickly, right? As you pinch on the pick. And so it doesn't ring out. Oops, that's a pinch harmonic. You don't want to do that. Then in the second box, we play... So it's 17, 18, 19, 20. Again, you're doing that really, choppy staccato attack. Let's tie those first 2 boxes together. Then in the final box, we go. So it's 21, and then 22, and you're going to slowly bend it up about 3/4 of a step, and you'll be hitting it 5 times on the way up. Okay, so far in that final box. And then for that final note, it's 22nd fret. You're going back down a little bit from that 3/4 peak that you were just at. Now you're halfway up, and then you just do a half step bend from there, so it's a full step in total. Hope that makes sense. Let me play that last box again. Now we're going to tie all 3 boxes together and play this section slowly and then at normal speed. Okay, let's wrap it up. Well, that was my video showing you how to play the guitar solo from Van Halen's classic Hear About It Later. If you found it helpful or informative, I would appreciate a thumbs up. And please hit that subscribe button if you have not done so already and you want to catch more content like this in the future. And if you have any questions or comments, leave them down below, and I will attempt to answer them as time allows. Until next time, rock on.